Factor contestant back in 2015, Stephanie McCourt. How are you doing?
I'm really well.
I'm really excited to have you here because you've had quite an interesting journey into music. So you started singing from young.
Yeah.
You've been pursuing it since like your childhood, basically. You moved to Brighton and started studying music at BIMM, where you then got thrown into a girl group. You also learnt that you could songwrite. You moved back to London and continued songwriting. Then you went on X Factor. And then following X Factor, you signed with F Block, which is an amazing production company who hosts like Naughty Boy and Euthonics, like some really, really big names. And now you are one of those names. And now you are working on more music due to come out this month.
Or next month.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
That sounds like a lot of ups and downs. Sorry.
It's definitely been a roller coaster, but I'm very impressed with your research.
I know. I'm
going down memory lane there with the old girl group.
I know. I'm so sorry, but it was just so interesting because, like many people who do come in on this show, they do sort of realise at a very young age that this is what they want to do, and you've been pursuing it for a really long time.
A long time. Yeah.
And you have released one EP, which we will talk about later on. And now you're on to your next. You're going to be bringing out a full-length album soon.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely fantastic that you're here. Now, you have a phenomenal voice. Here's a clip of you on X Factor. That is an incredible voice. So let's start with, when did you know that you could sing?
When did I know? Well, I've been screaming since I was 2. So, no, I don't remember, but I've been singing since I was a toddler, and then it kind of became a passion and I wanted to pursue it.
Yeah.
So it's been a very long time.
A very long time.
Yeah.
And then the whole way through school, did you sing throughout school as well?
I was really shy at school and I never used to sing. But this one day, there was a choir practice and they were auditioning for a solo part and I sang for it. And the teacher was like, Stephanie, you can sing? And I was like, yes, really quietly. But
absolutely brilliant.
Didn't really sing much through school.
But you always knew that you could.
Yeah.
So who was it that inspired you back then to kind of start pursuing it?
You know, if we're going back, like to when I was like 12 years old, it definitely was like the divas, you know, like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Those were like the big ones back then.
Yeah.
And then coming into my teenage years, it was definitely like Christina Aguilera. Then on to the Ettas, the Arethas, Janis Joplin.
I think I read somewhere, this is really deep diving down into your research now, that your dad used to bring you to like record shops or something and help you find Elvis Presley records and things.
He used to drive me crazy with Elvis, still does.
One thing that I didn't realise, so your dad is Irish,
yeah,
and your mum is Zambian.
Yeah.
What a beautiful mix.
Thank you.
And you've been to both countries.
Yes, I have.
What was it like going to either? I've not been to either of them.
I love like Ireland for the drink. I'm joking. No, part of that. But no, there's beautiful scenery, like loads of fields. It's beautiful, and the people are just so fun. And then Zambia, it's like the same kind of thing. The drink, they have that in common. But then it's like, you know, you have the Victoria Falls, the safari. I just love it for the family kind of vibes there, and everyone's so warm and friendly.
Yeah. Does the music creep in on your influences at all?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the kind of the soul in my voice has to have come from both of them. Even though my mum can't sing, my dad can sing a little bit, but I do think there must be something from there.
Yeah. So then you decided to go to BIMM. What made you make that decision? Because you left London to go and pursue music. Isn't that the wrong way around? Everyone goes to London.
I know, I thought that when I got there. It's so random. Basically, one morning I woke up and I could hear my best friend and my mum having a conversation, and I was kind of in between my A-levels and I was a bit depressed because I was like, I want to do music, and if I pass my A-levels, I'm never going to be able to do that. So I could hear them talking about what I wanted to do in the future. My mum goes, I think Stephanie wants to do music. And literally that day I woke up, Googled the first music college that came up, and it was BIMM, and I went.
How was it? What was the experience like?
Oh, it's definitely like molded me into what I am now.
Yeah?
Like I kind of went discovered like Motown there and soul music properly, because I was lucky enough to be managed by the directors at the time there. So that really kind of grew me into what I'm doing now.
Now that surprises me, because having listened to your last EP, there is Motown, soul and jazz all over that, so much so that I would have thought you'd have grown up with it from childbirth.
No, it's weird. It's back to front again. Like, why move to Brighton when you live in London?
But I guess it's good to have that kind of different scenery. You get to figure yourself out a bit away.
Oh, I
from
loved
home.
Brighton. It was like one of the best experiences of my life. So I was really happy to go.
So was it the managers of the school that put you into the girl group?
Yeah, I didn't even know what kind of singer I was. And he was like, Stephanie, you're a soul singer. And I was like, oh, am I? Oh, okay. And I started listening. He gave me loads of like albums of Aretha and the Motown hits. And I was like, I can really relate to this stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, I haven't looked back ever since.
That's so amazing that you didn't know. You knew you wanted to sing.
So silly.
Well, no, not really, because I think a lot of people kind of pretend that they do know who they are and what they're all about, but actually you don't start figuring out until you're...
It took a long while to work it out. Yeah.
How was that? Like, how did it feel?
At the time, I didn't even know what image I wanted. I didn't even know I didn't know what genre I was singing. But I think when I look back, now I realise artists like Christina Aguilera did actually have, their influences were like Etta James and Aretha. So it was running through there already, and I already had it. But I couldn't quite put my finger on it till they told me what it was. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah. So how was it being in a girl group?
It was tough.
Yeah?
Yeah, being in a girl group is definitely tough. It's like 3 female personalities, all very strong-headed. I was very young at the time. But no, I enjoyed it. It's definitely like given me life experience in music. So.
Yeah. Did you know each other before? Were you friends, or you literally just got thrown in and said sing
well,
together?
You know, it was basically they were in my college class in music. So I was like, oh, yeah, I like her. And then, yeah, we went from there.
What was the band like? It
was like Motown kind of band. That's what it was. Yeah, it was fun. We had some good times, but we definitely had some bad times too.
Am I allowed to know what any of them are? Are they a bit too personal? All right.
Yeah.
So you also realised that you could songwrite when you were at BIMM. So you'd never done it before?
No.
And you just decided to pick up a pen. What was your first song?
Well, okay. So basically, when I was at BIMM, actually after I was leaving Brighton, I just had this epiphany. I was like, I need to start writing. So I literally got up, again, another random thing that I did. Got up, phoned my pianist at the time, and I was like, do you fancy writing a song with me? And he was like, okay. And then we started writing, and the first song we actually wrote was a song called Woman that's going to be on my album later on in the year. So yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Long time in making. Like, so was it easy to just write your first song?
It was, because I was going through a lot easier than I thought. It was never easier after that, but I think I just got like beginner's luck with it. And then it was just, I just let my heart pour out onto the track, and then it just came. It was really organic and natural, and it just happened really easily.
See, that sounds terrifying to me. Hey, bare your soul on paper.
Oh no, it was awful. I was like, I don't know how to speak about my inner emotions. But then I just let go, and then it literally just came out.
Oh, fair play. Well, we'll talk more about kind of your previous EP later and what you write about then.
Yeah.
Before that, so then you left BIMM, moved back to London, continued writing. Was this with your keys player as well?
Yeah, he actually moved in with me.
No way.
There was no romantic connection, by the way.
Just going to make that clear.
People always ask. But no, he moved in with me, and we continued writing in our shed, in my dad's shed, in the back garden, and we wrote loads of songs there. So it was a really good time to learn my craft, writing-wise, and it taught me a lot.
Did you have anyone mentor you, or you just kept on?
It's just me and him.
Oh my god!
He did write. He did writing in BIMM as well.
Okay.
So I think he had a bit more background on it, and we just went from there.
So you moved back to London. You kept on writing with your writing partner, and then was that when you released your first EP?
Oh gosh, there's a few bits in between that.
Oh yeah.
But no, basically I met a guy called Ben Winter, and I signed to his production team called Unstoppable Music. To cut a long story short,
this is radio. There's no such thing as a long story short. You've got to tell us the whole story.
Well, I did a lot of different styles in between BIMM and coming back and writing and all this stuff, and then did a full circle and found my way back to soul.
Okay.
So I did dance tracks. I did it all. But then realised I just needed to continue doing what I do best, and that's soul. So I met Ben Winter, signed to Unstoppable Music Group as production, and then released Strip Back.
Yeah,
it did all right. It got top 5 in Irish iTunes charts.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I was quite happy with that.
How did it so when you were done, when you finally got it released, how did that feel?
Finally, it felt like finally. No, it was really good. I really enjoyed the process of touring it, playing it to people, and just learning how to perform again in front of an audience because it had been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is a while?
Maybe a couple years.
So all that time you were just essentially writing?
Well, I went through a bit of depression actually for a while, so I stopped writing, stopped doing anything. But not to get all dark and stuff. But it was really good because it learned me to sing with more emotion, and then I could pour more lyrics into my songs anyway. And it's just living life.
Was it all to do with kind of music? Is that?
Yeah. I kind of went home, and then I was living with my dad. When I'd been living like by myself for like 5 years, I was like, what's my life come to? No, I got out of it. I snapped out of it and just kind of wrote myself back into life.
Yeah. So with your first EP as well, so it sounds like from what I've heard and what you mentioned earlier, a lot of them are kind of like quite heartfelt lyrics. Is that you talking about kind of what you've been through? Like,
definitely.
Is it talking about people you've met along the way? Am I allowed to know some specifics?
Definitely not that. I don't want to give some guys some big egos, you know.
That's
but
fair.
no, I definitely have written it about like partners I've been with, friends, experiences, all those kind of things. They usually love songs, aren't they, on my album? Yeah, they are. So yeah, just, you know, very bad men.
It's always bad men.
But, you know, the next one's about good men.
Okay, cool. We will talk about the next one soon. So obviously, your debut EP came out 2014.
A while ago.
It did okay.
Yeah.
What made you then decide to go on X Factor?
I just thought I was going to take, I don't know, I just thought I was going to take a risk. And at the time, the opportunity presented itself because the producers came to me. And I didn't want to do it at first.
Oh, really?
But I don't actually regret doing it, even though I didn't have the best experience on there. It definitely made me stronger and made me realise that actually I'm pretty tough, because it was quite an overwhelming experience.
Yeah, I mean, it is an emotional roller coaster.
I lose so much weight from the stress.
I think I did see a small interview with you where you were just saying, like, God, boot camp is really, really tough.
Oh my God, I was like an emotional wreck on that show. You'd think all I do is cry, but I don't. But that's what it brings out in you. And it literally, especially when I was at boot camp, it's only like 4 days, but it felt like I was there for 2 years. I was like, when is this torture going to end?
Really intense stuff.
Yeah, because you're constantly waiting for like the judge's opinion, and you're like, did I do enough? Did I not? And then you start questioning your thoughts and stuff. It's horrible.
I mean, I'm getting stressed out just hearing you talk about it. Although I think they were really unfair to you, because I remember reading an article saying, them saying that people didn't like you, which I think is absolute rubbish.
It was really tough.
I think they were really
it's a lot to do with editing though, isn't it? So, and you know, particularly the experience I went through there in the 6-chair challenge is where I ended up, and that literally was the most scariest time of my life. It's like, and because they edit it on the show to make it like, I don't know, 5 minutes long, but you're actually there for like a couple of hours. You know, you can hear the audience feel like get riled up because they're kind of told to. So it's even, can you imagine thousands of people booing you when all you're trying to do is just follow your dreams? It was crazy, but no, it took a while to get over it and come to terms with it and understand it. But no, I don't regret it.
I'm not surprised it took a while. I don't think many people would be able to handle that.
A lot of people don't. A lot of my friends, you know, they just give up because you just think, well, I can't deal with that again. But I love music so much. So,
which is, it's amazing that you didn't. How did you get through that? How did you pull yourself? I mean, you pulled yourself up.
Lots of tears.
Yeah?
No, lots of tears. And then I was really lucky enough to come across F Block.
Yes.
And they wanted to take me on, so I kind of just focused myself there and just started writing again and just doing what I love doing.
F Block are an absolutely incredible powerhouse production company, essentially. The people that they've worked with, I mean, just literally saying the name Naughty Boy, I think maybe people will kind of go insane. Am I right in thinking it was the head guy, the head honcho, Hugh something or other?
Sorry, you're making me say Hughes. It's Hank Hughes.
Hank Hughes. He was the one who found you? Yeah,
so I was put through to him through Unstoppable Music Group, and we've been working together ever since. It's been, I feel very lucky. And really blessed to be working there, and you get to see like some famous, not to like name drop, but some famous people now and then. I'm like, oh my God, Tom Hardy. I'm like, oh my God. There's loads of, it's a really fun place to work.
Do you get like fangirly a little bit?
I do. But I try and be really cool though. But inside I'm like,
But you're a pro. Like, you're one of F Block's artists, so you are on their calibre.
Well, I am. Fingers crossed it all works out.
How has it been working with them? Is in a comparison to kind of like writing on your own and writing with Unstoppable Music?
It's just the next level, really. You get to work with like writers which are already, established, and it's it's super fun and professional environment as well, but it's fun, and that's the most important thing because that comes out in the music.
Yeah. So you've been with them now for, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, just after X Factor. So
yeah,
we had a couple of weeks off, got over it, and then got back in the studio.
So what have you been working on with them then since?
Yeah, oh gosh, so many songs. But we have been working together to get an album out, and it is taking forever. But we are almost there. But we are gonna like release a kind of taster, and it's gonna be an EP. Don't know the name of it yet, but it will either be coming out this month or next month for sure.
Brilliant.
For sure. So keep an eye out.
Is it done?
Oh my God, I'm literally recording my last song on Thursday, so really soon.
And then that's it.
And then that's it for the EP. It'll be like 5 tracks on there. There'll be like 2 covers and 3 original songs, just to throw out a taster. I believe it's going to be free as well.
Okay, that's good to know.
No excuses, just go and listen to it.
Agreed. So what can we expect kind of in terms of sound and content? Is your sound still going to stay the same? You still in that?
It's just elevated more of what I'm doing really, but just better and bigger.
And similar, writing about life experiences?
A lot of stuff. Yeah, life experiences. There's been so many songs, so many different days, Yeah,
I was going to say, because if it's been about 2 years in the making, how do you go from the first things you've written to the things in the middle to now? How do you pick? Because surely you must have written quite a few songs.
Well, really, it's just the songs that resonate the most. Sometimes you'll go in there and write a load of rubbish, but you hope for the best, and then, I've been pretty lucky so far.
I feel like there's no way you've written rubbish. What would be like, am I allowed to know the name of like something you would class as rubbish?
No, because I don't want to offend anybody.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice.
See, I'm not that bad.
No, definitely not. But it's great to hear that one of your first ever songs that you wrote.
I know, that's...
How did that end up on this EP?
Okay, so basically I was actually songwriting. I was at home. It was a very late night. It was like 1 a.m. And I was like, let me listen to that old song I wrote like 10 years ago. And then I listened to it and I was like, this is actually all right. And then I sent it over to Hank and he was like, right, that's definitely going on the album. I was like, oh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what is the plan? What's the 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plan for?
We are in talks at the moment. But basically we are going to put out the EP taster, do a little bit of a kind of tour, around a few radio stations, obviously including this one. And just kind of get a feeler out there of what everyone's saying, and then we're just going to try and get it signed to a major, and then the album.
Stephanie, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wandsworth Radio.